Luke Paul was 5'5", but that wasn't going to stop him from trying to get a Division I football scholarship. Starting at free safety and at kick returner for his high school, the Dimsdale Dimodomes, in week 1, I was the first person to get the ball in their hands, and whenever I had balls in my hands, I made the most of the opportunity as I jerked hard to the right side and looked like I might have been able to take it for a touchdown before getting hit from behind. I was so mad that I was just looking to spear the opponents, and I was trying to headbutt literally anybody who got the ball. I stiffed out the screen and came down hard on it before making a pretty good form tackle, but they caught me with some misdirection, and I had to hawk him down about 10 yards past the first down marker, and before I knew it, they were a couple of yards away from the end zone. I tried cutting hard into the middle to be able to blow up this run, but they ended up taking it outside, and I lost contain, and that touchdown was kind of my fault. We were winning by 3 before half, and obviously they were going for a Hail Mary, so I was just going to run straight back, and I was even able to get my first interception of the season right here. The refs called me down, which I didn't totally agree with, but hey, whatever. One of my other roles on the team was punt returner, and I really didn't like this because you never know when you had a guy coming in your face before catching the ball. It didn't matter on this one as I was able to make a few people miss and get some pretty good yardage. In the fourth quarter, still up 3, we had a huge opportunity right here. I was in perfect position for this pick, but it got stolen from me by my very tall teammate, and again, the offense couldn't get any points on the board, so on this 4th and 8, we had to lock up one more time. Thankfully, I didn't have to do anything as the defensive line got a sack. We ended up winning, and I was now a 1-star and even got a little bit of college interest. That college interest kind of got in my head, and to begin week number 2, I was just straight up getting cooked in all my assignments. On 1st and 10 right here, I was looking a little too underneath, and I gave up a huge play right in my area where I was supposed to be defending, and then on the goal line, I let up another dot, which led to a touchdown for them, and we were quickly down 7-0 against a team that I felt like we were way better than. Right here, we were able to rally to the ball, and I was just really looking to headbutt everybody. I didn't care about CTE. You only live once, baby. Looking for big hit after big hit. The team was so hyped up for me. My biggest question was how well I could handle the physicality at the next level, so I was sniffing out screens, trying to lay big hit after big hit, and shedding blocks from people that outweighed me by over 100 pounds, doing whatever the team needed. On 2nd and goal, only a few yards away from the end zone though, we weren't able to stop them, and they were able to take the lead. I figured if my offense wasn't able to do anything, then when I got kick returns, I would do my best, and I slowly drifted to the left side before turning on the afterburners, but my little legs weren't able to outrun the entire kickoff team, so I did get caught, but I gave my offense awesome field position just for them to absolutely choke and look like absolutely clueless morons by throwing the ball away on 4th down for another turnover on downs. I was pissed, and I was doing everything I could. I shed this block and delivered a huge hit. They fumbled, but they also recovered. We ended up forcing a punt, and I was going to return that punt as the very proud punt returner for the team. I cut hard to the right side, and I got a ton of yards after contact, even getting us inside the red zone. And again, in really shocking fashion, somehow the offense just couldn't score. Personally, I'm shocked. We ended up taking the L, but it wasn't the worst day ever for me as I became a 2-star today, and I got even more college interest. The team needed a bounce back W right here, and I was looking to get a pick 6 right here, the first of the season, but their quarterback missed the throw that I was about to intercept, so I decided instead to take up my coach on his offering of paying us if we hurt players and absolutely demolish this wide receiver, and my teammates were hyped up because I just made myself an extra $20. On this 3rd and 12 in the 2nd quarter, I tried to lacerate his spleen, but he held on to it, and hey, props to that right there. Immediately following that though, they threw into coverage, and my teammate got a pick 6, and I was so overwhelmed with joy that I just tripped and fell over myself. We came away with a week 3 W, and I had garnered even more college interest, but I was still a 2-star. While coach paid up and gave me the $20 for hurting that other kid, he ended up not letting me be the only kick returner, and so whenever it would be kicked to the other dude, I would just fall on the ground and get really pissed off. An opportunity came up right here where I was in man coverage. I had a chance to pick it, but the ball went right over my head, probably because I'm really short. I was determined to do whatever it took with the ball to be able to get us in good field position, but instead, I got absolutely clobbered, and on defense, we were only up 4, so I needed to make a huge play for the Dimodomes. I came off the left edge. I was looking to make a big play happen, rushing the quarterback, but he delivered an actual really good pass to the right sideline, and we needed to get a stop over here, but they ran it away from me, knowing that I was one of the biggest hitters, and they scored a touchdown. There were some college scouts in attendance, so I was playing my A game, and I delivered a deafening blow on this running back to force a fumble, giving us the chance to be able to take the lead, and Steve Merca on 4th and 10, I thought we were going to get stopped again, but he actually delivered a laser on the scroll out to the left, and we scored a touchdown, so now it was on me and the defense to get a game-winning stop with just over 3 minutes left, and their running back was a bull. Sean Nelson was trucking over people over and over, and on this little out route right here, I had troubles taking down their tight end, and he fell forward for a good gain. I read the speed option perfectly and went to play the pitch key, but I totally missed, and then he stiff-armed one of my teammates, and he got into the end zone for a touchdown. Bowling Green had the lead, and then they made sure to run the score up on us by scoring again before the end of the game. The team was once again looking for a bounce back W against East Lake, and I was sniffing out everything, laying big hit after big hit. Whenever they would try to run tosses, I'd be able to get around the defender and be able to make a tackle in the backfield on the running back, and this was really key to my defensive success. Even though we were losing right here, I felt like we still had a chance. So on another toss, I was again in the backfield, and I didn't lay a big hit right here because he stiff-armed me, but we were able to rally to it and make the tackle, which I was happy with. In the fourth quarter, I felt like there was going to be a toss play to the left side right here, and I was right, and I blew it up as soon as the halfback got the ball. I was surprised he even was able to hold on to it. The game went to overtime where we held a 7-point lead. On a 1st and 10, I got absolutely pimp slapped, but the rest of the team was able to make the tackle, which was a huge deal. And on 4th and 10, they were looking for this out route, and we played great coverage swatting it, giving us another W, which was huge for the season. And now I was even a 3-star athlete. The following week, we were playing a school called Bishop Sycamore, who I wasn't really that familiar with, but it was whatever. I got the kick return, and I was looking to make some people miss, and they were surprisingly easy to shrug off as I made one person miss, and then it took a couple of others to be able to actually bring me down. We were up 14-0, and I was kind of frustrated that this entire season, it felt like people really didn't throw the ball in my area, and right here when I got a little bit too aggressive, they threw it right in my area, and they ended up getting a touchdown out of it because I was just being a stupid idiot. This let Bishop Sycamore get back in the game, and they even tied it at 14 in the second half. So as a captain, I need to make a play, so I decided to come down and break this kid's ribs, and a hit that was so hard, it would have made my cousins Jake and Logan proud. They still were able to take a 6-point lead, so our defense needed to get a turnover, and they tried launching it to the left sideline. When we were able to get an interception, I came really close to picking it off, but the corner got it instead. We were luckily able to escape this game with a W against a make-believe school, and their coach had turf tape on, which, whatever, that's none of my business. The Bearcats offered me a scholarship, and I had more interest from some pretty big schools, but first we had to focus on the first round of playoffs, and immediately they got close to the end zone, but I saw the quarterback's eyes flickering back and forth, and I knew he was about to try to keep it, so I shot the gap and blew him up in the backfield. My teammates were so hyped that I read that perfectly from all the film I watched, but my coach benched me for some reason, and I had to watch them score a touchdown just a few plays later. It didn't really matter, though, because we were way better than this team, and we were up by a lot, but it was still frustrating just getting benched in general. This stop ended up leading to an obvious win, and I got a scholarship offer from the Kentucky Wildcats. We had our toughest task yet, as we had to play Lancaster, who was 7-0 and was the clear favorite in this game. I was so scared that I immediately tripped over my own feet on the opening kickoff, but I knew I had to be flying all over the field, and I also knew that they looked like they wanted to run the ball a good amount, so I was looking to make big hits and try to pop the ball loose. I finally got a chance to return the kick, and I was going to make the most of it as my team was already down 7. I cut hard to the left sideline, picked up a block, and I was off to the races before getting tackled around the 45, but in typical fashion, our offense couldn't score, so of course we were now losing in the first quarter, down 7-0, and they had the ball. We were doing a great job of flying to the ball still, but they made it all the way down close to the end zone before we eventually got a stop, so they're still able to kick 3 out of this. We were still getting shut out in the third quarter, and on the speed option, I had to play both because the rest of the defense messed up, and I played neither of them as we gave up a huge run right here. Things were looking really bad for us, and they were about to take a 3-possession lead. They ran a sweep to the left side, and we were able to rally, get him in the backfield. On 3rd and 10 from around the 15, though, they looked for a screen, and he forced it, and my teammate got a pick. He got the timing of that perfectly and ran it all the way back for 7, which was our first score of the game. On 4th and inches, I was going to block this field goal, but I missed it. But that was okay, as they had a 6-point lead now with 2 minutes left, meaning that our offense and Steve Merkel would have a money drive. I needed to give my offense, though, the best chance possible to score, so I ran this kick out, made a bunch of people miss, and got just before the 50, but all I could do now was watch from the sidelines. And on 4th and 6, the season was just about over. Steve Merkel delivered a laser beam to the right side, and then on this 3rd and 15, the season fell over again. Steve Merkel again delivered, getting us down just a few yards away from the end zone. This handoff got us punched in, and it was now on the defense to get one final stop. The clock was ticking down. 3, 2, 1. He launched it. I was running straight back as fast as I could. They caught it, but the time expired, and we had just won the game to move on to the next round of the playoffs. We played a familiar foe in the state semifinals in Bishop Sycamore. They were 1-5 when we played them earlier this year, but now in the state playoffs, they were 6-1. Look, that's none of my business because it was a really easy W, and I hope that nobody looked into this at all. But now it's time for the state championship in Ohio State Stadium. I was hoping to return the kickoff, but my teammate took it from me, so I had to trip him up and push him down at the 1. We ended up having to start our offensive drive from the 1-yard line because of that, and we obviously got stopped, so now it was on our defense to get a goal line stand. We did that pretty easily, and in the second quarter, we found ourselves up 4 points, and I was able to help rally and make this tackle behind the line of scrimmage. On 3rd and 13, I tried blitzing, and while I didn't get the blitz myself, the quarterback did get sacked, so I felt like I played a little bit of a part in that. I don't know. It's the 4th quarter now, and we are up 4 points. We're 11 seconds away from being state champions in the state of Ohio. I just need to make sure nothing gets over my head. They dump it down underneath, and we're able to rally to help make this tackle. Time is close to expiring right here. They need a touchdown, but they throw it short of the first down for some reason. We rally and make the tackle. We are now state champions, and I have to make a college decision. If you enjoyed the start of Luke Paul's journey, you should check out this video right here where I recreated Tim Tebow's entire college career.